So I'm getting pain was wished upon your name, but your healing nature changed the game. That's the download. Hey soul family, I am Mystic Alchemy for those who don't know me. All right, so back to these messages. Pain was wished upon your name, but your healing nature changed the game. You know, you can undo what people try to throw at you. And the way that you undo it is by how you handle yourself within the situation. So your reaction can extinguish the problem. What the negative energy needs for you to keep going, or for them to be able to keep going, is you. So your reaction is needed. Your energy is needed. Your attention is needed. Your whatever type of energy you will give, that is needed for the negative energy to thrive within your presence. So when you suffocate it, when you starve it, when you ignore it even, it can't, it's not going to work. So that just confirms the fact that your energy is needed in order for the attacks to survive and to actually follow through with getting to you. If you change course by changing the inevitable, or what may be believed as the inevitable for the person throwing that energy at you, then you change the circumstances of the situation altogether. And when I say that you change the inevitable, what I'm saying is that these individuals that will come for you automatically believe deep down into their being that you will react with anger, that you will react with haste. Because usually when people get really angry, they move quickly because they want to hurry up and get out whatever built up energy is inside of them to target the person that came at them. And many times people that do act quickly, when they're angry, they don't do too much thinking first. They move with haste. And many times if you move too quickly, you can make mistakes because you don't even give yourself enough time to think and you just do things. But there was no planning at all. There was no sorting out what happened, why it happened. There's none of that. It's just, there's times where the anger can take over you so much where you just go and you never know what could happen at that point. Because it's like you, at that point, the person would allow the negative energy to control the circumstances instead of them allowing their mind to actually think about what the next step should be. So what I'm getting is that because you have chosen to come from a healing place, most times you come from a place of understanding the attacks and knowing that they're just trying to destroy you and trying to prevent you from receiving more blessings, more blessings than you already have. Then you know that that person or that energy does not deserve any of your energy. You giving your energy out to such energies that want you to fall. They want to watch you fall. You don't give it to them. You don't give it to them. They can think what they want. They can assume all they want. They can create all of these false narratives that they live by. Go ahead. Let them go. Go ahead. Do you. But that doesn't mean that it's true. They can say what they want. They can do what they want. But it doesn't mean that it's true. That's their business. Even if they do say something about you, that's their opinion, you know? And it shouldn't affect you to the point where you don't move. Because this is still your life. That's giving someone too much control over your life when you do that. And see, when you are very well versed into your reactions and you don't allow yourself to just fly off the handle quickly and you give yourself time to think, you have the control. You take your control back in a situation where it was thought initially that you would lose control and that you would just be in a drought. You know, you just remind yourself that these negative energies that come for you, they want you to react in the worst way so that you can destroy your entire life. And then they could just say, point the finger at you and say you're crazy. Because, oh, they did that to themselves. No one said that they had to get that mad. I didn't make them that mad. I didn't even do that much. I just said a couple of words. And they just flew off the handle. And now they're in jail for life. Or they have some type of ailment because of a decision that they made. And they can't move around like they used to. Like, you know, stuff like that. That's a real thing. Things like that can happen because when you're too hasty with your reaction, it could really affect you or someone else to the point of no return. And who's more important, you or that negative energy trying to attack you? Of course, you. Of course, you're more important. I don't really need to ask you that. I'm just exercising my thoughts with you, and I want you to really think about what I'm saying and how whatever these people say, it holds no weight in your life. What's important to you is your relationship to spirit and to yourself. Because in all honesty, the relationship you have with spirit is the relationship you have with self. Because you're looking inside of you. And I'm always going to sing this song because it's true. And this is all you need. All you need is you. And that, I'm not saying that in a weird way, like you just don't want to talk to anyone forever, you know, because it is healthy to befriend individuals that are in alignment with you. It's just that sometimes in this day and age it's challenging to find people who are genuine and who don't have hidden envy within them towards you. It's just sometimes it's not that easy. So when you do come across someone who has a pure heart and doesn't have any malice in their heart, and they actually want to build positive relationships with other people, you know, that's a really good person to be around. It's just about putting yourself in a position to become reachable to those who are a part of your soul family. I mean, with the internet now, we have so much access to so many different people in so many different nations and regions. Demographically, we touch literally the world. And when you think about that, it's amazing because some years back, even when I was a child, that's when there were computers out when I was around like 9 or 10, but they were big and bulky. There was nothing sleek yet. And it was, there was dial-up when it comes to the internet. So you literally had to wait for the internet to connect, and then you heard all of the sounds and signals going through on the computer. Now it's just fast. Everything's quick. You don't have to go through all that dial-up and waiting. Everything's just like right there in your face. You click a couple of commands and you just have anything right in front of you on this little tiny device. So we just have the ability to reach so many different people now in so many different ways on so many different platforms. It's very powerful, our ability to connect to one another. And it's beautiful at the same time. When you have a healing nature, you're not going to accept people who are not as you are. If someone is around you and they're not making you feel comfort, when you have a high level of love for yourself and you value yourself, you won't let those people in. You won't think about it so much at that point. So if any of you that are watching this video feel like you have someone around you that you don't trust, they make you feel uncomfortable, they might feel pushy, abrasive, you just feel like you can't even breathe, if any of you have a person like that around you, just know that you have the ability to get out of that situation. You don't have to stay there. It's just about planning and taking the steps to get away from that situation. And if it's a situation where you are where you're at and you're fine, and this person keeps coming back to you, you have to be strong enough not to let them back in. Especially if you feel like they're mistreating you and they're causing you pain. There comes a point where you just have to say no. Or if for any reason you're fearful, you know, do what you have to do when it comes to protecting yourself, and let someone know that's close to you how you're feeling, so that they can back you up. And then, you know, if you feel like you don't have anybody to talk to when it comes to that type of situation, and maybe, I don't know, if you live in a place where you're far away from family, go to the authorities to protect yourself and to set up protection in a way where you don't have to worry about this person coming towards you. However, if you know that they don't make you feel good and you're letting them come back to you and you keep on opening the door to them, you have to look at yourself and know that you are the one letting them back in. And that's no good for you, you know, because the pain over and over again, you'll feel like you don't exist after a while. And that's not healthy for anyone. You're here to exist. That's why you're here. That's why you're able to move around. So you have a healing nature. The initial download was, or is, that you do have a healing nature. So the ones who cause you pain, they can't survive within your energy. They won't last long. And sometimes the people that you are in a relationship with can have some type of jealousy towards you. And it could be things like because of your relationship with your family, or just because of your propensity to want more. Because sometimes people don't want more because they don't want to do the work. So if they see you doing more and that you're doing the work, they could feel some type of way about that and become intimidated by you. And then they just want to destroy you because you're doing more than them. And it's so silly because they can do it too, but they're choosing not to. So, you know, you would expect that person to just say, you know, that's cool that you're doing that, but I don't want to do that. That's more acceptable because, okay, everyone has their own will. And if they see someone doing something that they appreciate, but they don't want to do it, that's like real. But how could you have the capability to do something, you don't want to do it, but you're mad at someone else for doing it? That doesn't make sense. But, you know, people that are still in that karmic mindset, they don't make sense, you know, because they still have so much to learn. So the actions that they take in their logic is illogical, you know. So if you feel like someone masks attacks with trying to say that they care about you, you'll know when you pay attention to your feelings, because your feelings will tell you everything you need to know. If a person's around you and they're saying, oh, I love you, why are you treating me this way, and like using the word love to manipulate you, you know that that's not love. They're being very manipulative. And it's gaslighting you, basically, because they're covering up their true nature, trying to call it love and care, but you don't feel loved and cared for. So, therefore, that is the answer to the question if you were wondering how they truly feel. Words are not enough. It's about the actions. Where's the action at? I heard time for some action. That's an old song, but I just heard that in my mind. Yes, so your healing nature protects you. It's not only to heal others and try to be there for them. It starts with you. So if the person that you're trying to heal is hurting you, they must go. If they're attacking you and coming for you and you're trying to fix them and they keep trying to attack you, That's not healthy. That's not a good dynamic. So that's when ties meet. They must be cut. I almost said mead. I was gonna say must and need. So mead came out. But ties like that need to be cut. They need to be severed because they're not healthy for you. And when you find yourself feeling confusion, you know that that's not divine energy. Divine energy gives complete clarity. There's no confusion. So when you feel confused, just know that is not the divine. That is the enemy attacking you and trying to cloak itself as the light. But it's really darkness. And again, like I always say, we are to be balanced in light and dark energy. But the person I'm talking about that causes you pain and tries to act like they care so much about you and then tries to make you feel bad for mentioning how you're feeling and what's bothering you, they're gaslighting. That's what that is. That's gaslighting you. That's trying to make you feel like you're doing something wrong when you want to express yourself. And that is just not okay. It's not okay. So keep healing yourself. You know, keep looking into yourself and working on yourself. That's the best thing you could do. Change your way of thinking. If you feel like you need help with that, by speaking to someone, feel free to book a one-on-one call with me, a coaching call, and we could talk about it. You know, I can ask you questions to help you ask yourself questions when you need it the most, when someone like me is not around, you know, or someone like whoever else you might feel comfortable with. But it's just a simple fact of getting to the root of the problem. If it's a problem for you and there's someone around you that is affecting you, but they're trying to act as if they love you so much, but you don't feel the love. But at the same token, it's me talking to both sides. This is me talking to individuals that are still with someone who makes them feel this way. And then there's also a group of individuals that have gotten away from this person and recognized your healing abilities and how you are able to heal yourself. You are able to, no matter how much it hurts and no matter how much you still have to go when it comes to your healing, because healing is daily. Healing does not just go away, because if you stop working on your healing throughout life, those emotions might come up when you least expect it. So it's important that you continue to do the shadow work so that you continue to maintain your balance. And that way you don't, fall behind in your connection with your spirituality. You only elevate, you only grow. There's no stagnancy. And when you're not stagnant and you're moving, you're taking action more than being still, you start to feel better because you know that you're doing something. You feel active. You feel like you're in tune when you're making moves. If you're just sitting there doing nothing, that idle mind can get to you, and then you'll start to go backwards and think about things that bothered you. And then you'll start to tell yourself how horrible you are, how lonely you are. You come up with all this stuff that's not true. So it's really about the mind. You have to change your mind. Change your mind. If there's anything that you want to know where to start, change your mind. It's in your mind. Your mind. That's how powerful our mind is. Our mind creates our life. So if you feel like you want to change your life, change your mind. Let me get a charm. Let's see what Spirit has to say. I don't know why my computer's acting so crazy. I think I need to turn it off and turn it back on. It's probably been on for too long. It's tired. I like to leave these scenes on all night on the computer, on this monitor. And it's been on for a little while. I should have turned it off, but I did not do that. Okay, so I'm seeing a black flower. The way that it's shaped is a little curved, and it's reminding me of a lily pad. Now it's reminding me of a frog. My room is green. The heart chakra is green. Love yourself first. Take care of your rose, your flowers. Nurture your flowers. Your flowers must be nurtured first before you can help anyone else nurture their flowers. Because if you keep paying attention to other people's garden and not your own, then your flowers will dry up and wither away. And that is not the point here. So please, tend to your flowers, okay? And allow yourself to be at peace by tending to your own flowers. Because when you try to tend to your own flowers and you're also tending to everyone else's around you that really don't want to work with you, they just want you to work for them, it becomes draining. So just remind yourself to work on your own stuff so your flowers can grow. If you keep on trying to help others with their flowers and forgetting about your own, remember, then your garden is going to be all dried up. It's not going to have any nourishment, and it's going to eventually wither away. But that won't happen because now it's in your mind, and it could have already been in your mind even before listening to this reading. But just in case it wasn't, it's in your mind now. So Spirit just wants to remind you to tend to your own flowers. When you know exactly what's going on with you and you're comfortable in that space, that's when you can start to give a helping hand at your own discretion, though. That's important too. It's at your own discretion. Because it has to be that way, you know, because it makes sense. It just does. It sounds like somebody's arguing out there. Okay, so should I get another charm? What do you guys think? Another charm? I feel like I should. I'm being guided to get another one. I just heard what is one of the meanings of a lily pad, and I heard peace and relaxation. But I don't know if that's right. I mean, I'm going to say it's right because I hear Spirit telling me. It's another flower. Okay, it's just mentioning and reminding you of your flowers. Pay attention to your flowers on the third eye. Your own flowers should be on your mind. Okay, right here, right here. Let your flowers be your power. Someone says something funny about flower power. I saw it in the comments, but I don't even know if I replied because I was tired. I'm not sure if I did, but it was funny. Oh, and look, love. Care for and love your flowers. Give yourself the love. And then when you're able to, you spread it. When you feel like you are strong enough, when you feel like you're ready to, and when it makes sense, you know. And I'm not talking about just giving someone just a few words to help them out. I'm talking about when someone wants you to help them with whole projects all the time. They're always calling on you. I'm talking about that. If you can't do that, you can't do it. And sometimes people are not going to like that or respect it, but that's just what it is. You have to focus on you before you could be there for anyone else. Your cup has to be full in order for you to be able to fill anyone else's cup. And don't pour out your cup to the point where you have nothing left. All right? That's the message. I hope this message gets to who needs to hear it. And everything you do with love. Always remember that God is in you and the magic is too, because you're magic. Much love to you. I'll see you in the next reading.